Hello everyone, good evening, Cyberpunks, and welcome back to Night City. We're all glad you could join us. My name's Cameron, I'll be your game master for tonight's session. I'm joined by this gang of Cyberpunks. We've got Ark, playing the role of Taharka, the Fixer, down to just to my right. Riley playing the role of Blaze, our Netrunner, in the bottom right. Ben as Marco, the Medtech. And last but not least, Melissa as Metal the Nomad. Make sure to give them a follow and see what they're up to, especially Riley and Melissa, who you can catch on Twitch streaming games. I know Melissa's doing Spyro this Saturday. You can follow her on her Twitch and see her schedule there. We do have another quick announcement before we start. Cyberpunk Red, the system that we use for this game, is live. Both digital and physical copies are available. If you like what you see here tonight, check out our Talsorian Games web shop for their physical book, and Drive Through RPG for the digital. That's it. It's a pretty straightforward sort of intro. No, not too much fat, all meat. And with that, let's get into it. So, we enter the scene this episode as we go into... The camera swoops down on sort of a grungy looking building. It's several stories tall, but has a lot of space inside. There's wide windows where these rental event spaces can be purchased for music venues and other things like that. And we zoom in through one window into an empty room, or seemingly empty. Lights are off, heat's off, and we see the four bodies of our cyberpunks all huddled up together. It's still early morning, so they're all asleep. But while they are sleeping, the light on our Netrunner's deck clicks on. It starts to cycle through footage from last week's episode. In it, we see the group reforming after they're running with the Maelstrom gang, and we kind of move and see them interact with more of the folk of the East Marina. They have long conversations in Pier 3 as we see a camera pop up in the delicatessen area. See these tense sort of conversations. Then we watch as our group headed out and found their place to sleep for the night before they discovered that there's more than just the Maelstrom after them. And with that, the group wakes up in their... not the actual room that you all rented, but Taharka had the idea to swing across the hallway and bust open one that was empty. So as you're all waking up, a little cold and stiff, not as cold or as colder, but not as stiff as you felt in those in the coffins, Taharka. So your shoulder kink is gone for now, but how are the rest of you feeling sleeping on a cold concrete floor? Metal, how are you feeling doing that? You're used to sleeping in a car or a boat.
Yeah, I'm pretty used to it. It's probably actually more spacious than I'm used to. Like,
Yeah.
I have blankets and stuff, but it's like a smaller area.
How about you, Ben? Marco, how does Marco feel about this?
Marco is a little bit of a homebody, so he's used to having a bed or a couch. So sleeping on the cold hard floor is a little bit beyond what he's used to.
Yeah.
So he's not too happy about it, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah. And Blaze, you're used to your apartment, so this is not
but
comfortable.
this isn't the worst that she's dealt with in her life, though.
No.
But she is somewhat annoyed.
That makes sense. So, what's the plan for this morning? You're woken up in a space that doesn't belong to you, or you haven't rented, and you all kind of went to bed with a little bit of omens showing up in your lives. So how are you all feeling about things?
Not great. I mean, the last thing I remember, or the last thing Marco remembers, is hearing from his mom that people are looking for him, and they went to try to get a hold of his family to do that. And then he had asked Blaze if she had any experience with changing names or potentially getting rid of names. So,
Which Blaze had stated that she definitely does. She just takes a little bit of time, resources, and good old net running.
No. It's Harka. Metal, go ahead.
I was just gonna say Metal does not like that she can't really be in contact with the Concord.
Yeah.
Usually, like, she can be in contact, and this is probably the longest she's gone without talking to anyone from the Concord, but especially Tire Iron.
Yeah. It's kind of got that separation from family, from the people that you're closest with. And Taharka, what's on your mind?
He is thinking about how the group is gonna manage all of this, where we're gonna get money, how we're gonna stay under the radar doing it, who else is after us, how many resources they're willing to put in, and most of all, he's wondering why.
Yeah. As that thought kind of crosses to Harka's mind, you all hear a bang occur across the hallway, as if like someone's knocking.
should we bug out?
I'm gonna check cams, I guess, because
Yeah.
I've got that feed hooked up.
You do. You set up that feed last night to kind of obfuscate where things are. Yeah, you plug into your deck and everything, and do you pull up a screen so everyone can see, or are you just doing it in your
I think I'm
headspace?
just gonna probably do it like just real quick first, and then if I see something worrisome, I'll like screen it up so that
Sure.
you know.
Yeah, you pull up the screen and you see Callum just banging on the door across the hallway, just kind of standing there after he knocks and
Who's
waiting.
that again?
That's the guy who set the dude on fire.
Oh,
dropped the
big
Molotov
shooting
cocktail.
McFire pants.
Mhm.
Got it right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna turn to the group and be like, "It's Callum," and then walk up and open up the door and sort of like peek out and just go. Psst.
See him kind of stop, stutter. His hand kind of quick goes to his side, but then he catches your eye and is just like, "Oh, that's a good trick."
Thanks. You want to come in?
Yeah, I was looking for you all. Yeah, is it all right if I come in? Cool, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
He pushes his way in, and it's kind of got a weird, kitschy sort of style. He's got those kind of the almost like welder's goggles he was wearing when you first saw him are on like a glasses loop around his neck, so they're hanging, and but under that, he's got his like leather half duster, and you see he's kitted out he's packing a lot of heat under that. But he comes in real cheery, his hair tied back, and he's like, "Whose idea was it to go across the hall? Because that's really good. Also, sleeping in here? I can't imagine a corpo that would not go to the coffins looking for you, so this is a good move."
Yeah, you can blame Taharka, and she just sort of like throws a thumb at Taharka.
Yep, all him.
Yeah, well, at least y'all are humble. So Callum nods at Taharka and is just like, All right, impressive. But maybe that'll be good for what I have to offer all of you. How about we go grab some breakfast? I got something to talk to you about. Joe's Diner's just opening.
Sure.
Cool.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. So you all head out. You leave the reunification hall. You even pass the front desk, which is currently empty. There's no one there. You make your way down the streets of the East Marina as you see all of the shipping containers and the boats coming into the harbor for the morning's shipments for all of the corporate goods coming in. See all the laborers, the union workers going to their jobs as you walk past them into a pretty quiet Joe's Diner. And Callan he sidles up to the booth that you were all at the first time you met, officially met, and plops himself down and kicks his feet up and says, "Come on, let's eat, let's go." Oh, I'll talk to the waitress, and he hops back up out of the booth and goes up to the bar. And you remember Nina Santiago, who is there, and he whispers a bit to her, and she looks at all of you and says, "I'll be right over." And Callan comes back to the table. Says, "Oh, don't worry about food. It's all on me. That's the least I can do." But also, something that you could use to treat me in the future is I know you were all looking for work when we technically first met, but I've got a job for you. As sort of the first step in the agreement that Lightbringer brought to all of you here yesterday. But there's money. I'm definitely paying you. So it's not like, all right, you're our toadies kind of thing. We want this to be a professional relationship as much as a group like ours can be professional. It's just kind of a delivery mission. No, nothing too serious. Interested?
What are the details, or how much can you tell us before we put a number on the table?
Absolutely. The right question. So it's a data storage chip. And he reaches into his coat pocket and pulls out what looks like a brick, like a brick cut in half. It's thick. It says, "This needs to be delivered to a musician at the Grand Illusion." I mean, you know, the music place in the middle of town.
I've been there before.
Yeah. Well, you're out of town. Yeah, so I'll tell you about Grand Illusion. Grand Illusion is just like this. It's the place for music. It's where all like the big names we know about, like Samurai played there first when they were as a band and everything like that. All these other bands that were inspired by music back in the day, they all started there. So it's a big media corp place, like really big sort of news for upcoming music people. So there's someone performing there tonight, and they need this brick. That's what I got.
Like stipulations, or
They just need the brick.
How much?
What's your rate?
She just sort of like looks at Taharka out of the side of her eyes.
I think you got this. Go ahead.
You're seriously gonna let me talk?
Seemed pretty eager.
Well, 1,200.
What? For all of you?
Mm-hmm. 300 a cut.
Yeah. Uh, Callum kind of makes catches Tarka's eye and looks at Blaze and just puts his thumb up, like pointing up.
1,500. This is why I'm not good at this. I always let you do this because I'm not
Hey.
good with the numbers and the math and stuff.
Everyone's got to learn.
Oh my god.
Look. You play games, right?
Yeah.
You could probably teach everyone at this table 16 different things about how to be good at games and shit like that. So, this is me and Tarka helping you a little bit in this area. It's
Oh my god.
we make each other better.
You do this all the time? And she just like looks at Tarka. Like, what do you
How much do you usually get paid?
12,000?
No, I mean like for a job or something. I'm not like the accountant or anything.
I don't
just
know.
do
He takes care of
things-
the credit. Yeah.
Well, okay. So, he puts his hands on the table and pull on his left hand pulls off 3 of his fingers. They're all synthetic. And he says, I used to be a solo. I worked for a few of the bigger companies, Arasaka, Militech a little bit, but the danger of the job, absolutely pay goes up. But you can also leverage your employers in the future to say, hey, this job takes a lot of finesse or skill, or how important is this job for you? And you can put that rate up a little bit. The job I lost 2 of these fingers on, I made them give me a bonus afterwards, before I gave them the goods they asked for. So, it's a little loosey-goosey. You gotta be able to understand corporate brains. I'm not a corpo, but I'm playing the part of one right now, which is a little weird, but
Amen to that.
and he puts his fingers back on.
Look, let's learn some things today, huh? Time, skills,
Okay.
and we'll call it ingenuity. Those are my 3 favorite things to focus on. If you can get it done fast, or as fast as it needs to be done, sometimes you don't want to rush the job. That's what you focus on. Skills, if you're the only one who could do what you do, you can charge a lot more for it. And that ingenuity part, that's having a little something extra just in case, to be able to deal with any sort of eventualities. Don't shortchange yourself on any 3 of those. Okay? And one other thing you want to focus on. Can you afford to make it to your next job?
That's a really important one. I mean, just having a feeling for all those, and just who you're dealing with is also important. Because, like, some people money's important, others not. But anyway, we're belaboring the point. How about 1,000 each?
There we go.
Sounds good.
Sounds
to me.
good. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mhm.
No.
For the
But hey.
record, we could ask for more, but I think that starting at 1,000 each is a good way to develop a relationship, show that we can be trusted to handle the business that we're given, and then we can ask for a little bit more. Reliability is one of those extra skills.
Yeah. I mean, he's exactly right. But, so that's on the table. He kind of puts his right hand out to shake with Blaze.
She will. Is that the hand without fingers?
No, that's his left hand.
Okay. All right. She's just gonna tentatively shake it.
Yeah.
It's one of those handshakes where she's like not fully in it. It's like just the fingertips. There's like no palm.
Oh man, I didn't know we were going into like a fantasy book. I'm not gonna play around with that anyway. Yeah.
What?
So I was gonna make a joke about kissing like a royal hand or anything like that, but it was a bad joke, which is why I didn't say it. See, now you're making that face. Anyways, here's the brick, and he puts it on the table and is just like, don't submerge it in water. Please don't destroy it. If you do, that would be very bad.
How big is it?
It's about the half of an actual brick. So it's got that same thickness, but maybe I'd say about 6 inches in length and 4 in width. So it's hefty. About 2 to 3 inches high in height. So he calls it a brick because it's as heavy as one as well. Oh, by the way, you all know about the Grand Illusion's security rules and everything like that? No guns. No weapons of any kind. They strip you at the door from it. And that's everyone. There's no one in there that has weapons. So even a solo has to go in there. Even if they got an augment in their hand, they have to disable it until they leave. And you can try and get past by those bodyguards, but depending on who it is, they will
How
break.
do they know what augments you have?
They scan you.
Okay.
Scan
Don't worry, y'all.
everyone.
They can't ever take
this might
away
be a
these
problem,
guns.
and so then I show like the slice and dice that I have.
What is slice and dice? Tell everyone what
So
that
it's
is.
like nail dagger thing, like nail cutties. I don't know how to describe them.
Yeah, so it's like knives in your fingernails.
Yeah.
So it's like
So,
you
yeah.
extend them in their claws. Well, like knives and everything. And he looks at that and is just like, oh yeah, yep, they disable that.
Okay, I don't know how.
They've got some fancy gizmo in there that neutralizes it until it gets the same sort of electrical signal from that thing. I will say, I've been on a few hot jobs in there, hot as in dangerous. No weapons. It's real clean. So, I wouldn't worry about it too much. I think, based off of what I saw, how you all handled the Maelstrom when they were here yesterday, you're gonna be fine.
Do you know what kind of like what causes the them to be disabled? Like if we had to leave really quickly, it would just continue to be disabled.
Yeah, until it gets the same like electromagnetic pulse from the same device.
I might stay outside, y'all.
I think we'll be all right. Part of the charm is that it's the kind of place where you can go handle your business and not have to worry about getting a knife in the back.
Yeah, whoever the owners are, whoever run this place, they have a real sort of sense of pacifism or hope in it or something like that. I don't know.
Well, being neutral ground has its own privileges. It guarantees that the money stays flowing in no matter what's going on the streets. So
Yeah, that's very true. Very true. But yeah, that's what I got. You got any questions?
How do we find the person we're supposed to give this to?
Oh yeah. Fuck me. I didn't even tell you. Her name's Velvet. She's a more up and coming sort of pop rock star. That's the name of her like band as well. So Velvet, Got to get backstage somehow. Talk to Velvet. Let's say Callum sent you, and she'll let you buy or anything like that. And give that to her, and then you're golden.
She needs it before the show, right?
Yeah.
And so is this thing, like, should we not have people see this? Is it illegal? Like, what are we transporting here?
Let's
Roll. No, she can ask that question. Roll a persuasion for me.
Me?
Yeah.
Persuasion?
Yeah.
This is
You're
gonna go
asking
great.
these hard questions.
Well, I just want to know if it's like, if it's illegal. I don't want to be like, here's your brick. Okay.
And
Persuasion. This is probably not gonna go well.
Blaze, do you have any sort of technology associated skill other than your interface?
Yeah, I have basic tech.
Yeah, roll me a basic tech as your as
Okay.
it's just something that Blaze is focused on while you're talking metal.
Okay. Can I also, would I be able to see if like I just know what it is by like looking at it?
Yeah, sure,
Or-
go ahead. I'll let you do that at the same time.
Okay, so my persuasion is 8.
Okay.
And then what would I roll to see if I
Basic tech, if you have it.
and that is a 23.
And what'd you roll, Blaze?
I got 23 as well.
Oh wow. So you both no, it's basically like a hard drive.
Okay.
But it's much more advanced. It's how many years? Like 50 years, 57 years from our future. So this big of a storage device holds so much data and information. But that's all you're able to glean from it.
But it's not illegal.
No,
Depending on what's on it, I guess.
no, it's not illegal. And Callum just says nothing to be worried about with all of this is above the board. Technically. And he leans back. More to the question of who's going to be looking for this. I mentioned how Grand Illusion is a place for, media execs and other groups like that. They will be looking for this. So don't talk to any labels or anything like that if you can. Or if you do, don't show them the brick. Okay? Alright, cool. That's what I got. Grand Illusion is open all the time, most of the time. It's not 24-hour like Night Owl, but yeah. So whatever y'all want to do, you're free to do it. Any questions for me?
I'm good. I don't know if anybody else wants to brush up on anything.
So after the job is done, how do you want us to like wrap it up? Like just let you.
After you get that brick to Velvet, you can do whatever you want. Just get back here, and that's how I pay you. Because we don't deal with credits or anything like that. You'll get eddies from me. I'll just give them to you. Yep. So as long as you can get out alive, you'll be okay, and I'll give you your payment.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Well, and he hits the table and stands up and says, "Well, I'll tell Nina that food's on me, so y'all don't have to pay. But I'll be around."
Much appreciated.
Got it. And he heads out. He leaves. Eventually, Nina comes over, takes your orders and everything, and you get the food that you all wanted. What's everyone having for breakfast?
sticking with eggs and toast. Maybe a little sausage substitute.
Yeah.
Do they have like anything like a quiche?
Yeah, they absolutely do. At Joe's Diner, they definitely have like a egg quiche.
I will have that.
Cool.
Bacon.
Bacon. Just bacon?
Just like a plate full of bacon.
Okay, yeah.
All of the bacon you have.
All of the bacon. Yeah.
Yeah. Mountain Joe, you hear Mountain Joe from the back and be like, "That's my girl." Marco, just kind of bog standard breakfast.
Nope. Huevos rancheros.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, yep, you got it. So you all have this, all synthetic, of course. There's no real food anymore. It's all manufactured or grown somewhere in a lab, not with real food or anything like that. Good luck getting that in Night City, at least where you all are. Yeah, do y'all want to talk about anything over breakfast, or make your battle plan to how you're heading off to go to the Grand Illusion?
Yeah. Tarka wants to kind of stop and have a conversation. And he'll give Blaze a nod and say, "Nice first try. Just, it's about knowing what you're worth."
I don't know. I thought a month's amount of rent would be pretty nice for me, personally.
You can do better than just living day to day. No one should have to just barely cover where they sleep and what they eat.
That sounds like planning.
And good job on trying to get more details, Metal. It's important.
I just want to know how I should be acting, like, with this thing. Like, if it needs to be hidden or it doesn't necessarily need to be, which sounds like it kind of does need to be.
I tend, when I do delivery missions, I tend to treat the package like I treat my package, which is I keep it tucked away so nothing happens to it.
Well,
It's not the
That's-
first time he's used that metaphor.
good. Yeah, nice to know that.
And
Oh my
most
God.
importantly, you only show it to the people who really, really deserve it.
That's a new iteration.
I've been working on things too. You're not the only one who's got plans. and stuff.
New material. God,
Yeah.
Well, what should we do with our package? Like, not. I mean the package.
Yeah, our package.
Like, cause I can have it in. Like, are we gonna take it? We have to take it in to her, like dressing
Gonna
room?
have to. Yeah, most likely. We should probably also try not to hand it off any place where other people can see it if we can help it.
I can keep
Dressing
it on
room's
me.
probably good.
I'm used to handling things.
That works for me.
Mm-hmm.
No complaints here.
Right. So with that said, are you heading out to the Grand Illusion? Yeah, so Metal, are you driving there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my
Yeah,
thing.
just making sure. So you all jump in Metal's car eventually and start making your way through Night City. It's a lot more difficult than you expected, just because there's a shit ton of traffic, bumper to bumper for most of the day. So by the time that you do make it to the Grand Illusion, it's just starting to be even. And after you find parking and make sure everything's settled. You find yourselves in line that standing in line that stretches around the block in front of the Grand Illusion. And the outside looks like extremely ostentatious sort of Broadway sort of scene. It's got huge awnings that go out that look like they're playing cards held by huge animatronic hands. And above that is a large inverted top hat with a rabbit that keeps coming out and then back in, out and then back in. All playing on the idea of like the Grand Illusion. It's a magic trick. So you all wait in line for a while and you make it up to the door. The door looks like the double doors look like those sort of cases that the magician's assistant would go in. So this is all playing to that theme. And 3 massive men all look at you. All 3 of them have just this reflective chrome skin across their entire bodies, and they're still wearing suits and everything, but they're what are called chromers. They're people that every day they have a difficult and dangerous job, so they have chromed over their entire skin as a consistent armor. And the largest one comes to you and says, "How many are entering?" "4? Okay. All right. Scan them." And then the other 2 come up to you, both with what looks like old metal detector guns, but they stand a foot or 2 away from you, and they just point at you, and a light moves over all of you. And then the biggest one comes up with a bin and says, "All right, put him in."
Well, so before I was gonna say that we should leave our things in the vehicle.
In the vehicle?
Yeah, I
So
was
we don't
gonna
have to.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Well-
was going to stash the gun in the car.
Sure. Yeah. So in one of your holdouts, metal?
Yeah. So
Okay.
like
Yeah. Sure. Then
the things that we can stash at least.
yeah, absolutely. So we'll rewind a little bit. They'll scan you, and the big one will look at all of them. All right. Lead iron. Okay. There's a few that need a shock. So we have Metal, who has the slice and dice in her nails. Does anyone else have any sort of... You have one in your hand, but it's not combat oriented, is it, Marco?
I mean, it's a scalpel.
That's true. Yeah, so they both come up with these little, almost what looks like thermometer guns, but they hit your hands where you have those augments. And it's a little kind of like shock, you know how those shocker games where you have on your hand.
I'm gonna giggle as they do it.
The one that does it looks at you, but just like, you all right?
You know, is it like the same frequency? Like if you did it again, it would like turn it on, but like if I was like, oh, like would you do it again, it would just turn it back on? Or is it like there's like an off frequency and then like an on frequency?
You have to excuse my cousins here. This is the first time that they've been in town, and they're really curious about how all this worked. And you know, I gotta, you know, normally I try to keep myself in bed by about 8 or 9 o'clock. I got a really early job, but they just had to see the most amazing place in town, so I figured, let's bring them here. It's a great place to start.
I like magic.
She's pretty talkative, and she's always trying to figure out how the magician is doing their tricks and all that stuff, so, you know, just don't mind her.
Iron, pull him aside. And one of the bodyguards, the bouncers, pulls the 4 of you aside, and then the big one comes over. His arms crossed. He's got thick, huge arms that are just shining in chrome. And he leans in. You know, there's no magic here, right? It's all just music.
Oh, well, because the rabbit, though.
Why did you tell them? Oh.
That's
I
a
mean, I knew
shame.
there was music, but I thought
All right,
the theme.
Harko, roll persuasion. Roll persuasion. Going down the rabbit hole on this one. This is good.
I am so sorry. I hope this does not, like, lead anywhere horrible. I just really wanted to know how that thing worked.
Can't read. That's the 19.
Okay, he's just like, honestly, this isn't the first time that's happened, but yeah, you're fine. You've all been deactivated, so you can go on in.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I gotta get back to my job. You're fine. So as you approach, the doors open for you on their own, and you step inside, and you find yourselves in a hall of mirrors.
There is magic.
The head bodyguard kind of looks back at you through the doors as they close, but you all find your way through the hall, having a little fun, seeing yourselves in funny little what reflections because of the mirrors and all that, and eventually you find yourselves coming out into this grand stage where all the action happens in the Grand Illusion. It's a huge auditorium with what you can see of 3 bars and a massive dance floor that sits in the middle, and all the way on the opposite of you is the stage. It looks like this was an old sort of classical theater, but has been repurposed added on to suit the needs of the Grand Illusion. So you've got one bar that's closer to the stage, one that's in the middle on the other side, and closer to the door, a nice big bar. And this place is packed. The dance floor is absolutely massive. It looks like it's almost the size of half a football field, and it's packed with people just dancing to whatever music is playing right now. Right now, it looks like it's some sort of aggressive techno group that's on the stage, but the place is buzzing with activity. Where are you headed?
Is there a board that's showing the start times for the acts tonight?
No, there is not. So you're kind of on a unknown timeline here.
So I'm
Is
assuming
there...
there's like, oh, sorry.
It's fine.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think Marco would be trying to look for like the entrance to a green room or some sort of like area that would go behind stage.
Sure. Is anyone looking for anything else?
I'm assuming there's like the bartenders like near. Are they fairly near us, or is it?
Yeah, there's one bar that's near you. There's one near the entrance.
And so, like, is it pretty like packed? Or
There's constant attention for the bartenders. They don't really have any downtime. But you could make your way in and have a conversation. It seems like each bar, from what you can see, the one close to you and the ones that are down the way there, it seems there are 3 bartenders at each bar.
Can I see which one I think is like the nicest?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll me a perception.
Yeah, the like human perception.
Mm-hmm. Yes, human perception.
Nice.
So Marco, roll me a normal perception.
20.
20. Okay.
24.
Okay. Yeah, Marco, you do see a door, several doors near the near the stage that aren't on the stage, but are next to it, near it. Yeah. Yeah. Metal, you look around and you see, think that, the people at the bar that are closest to you and the bar that are farthest from you probably have good vibes.
Like, is one smiling more than like, I just don't want to go to one that's like, why am I here or whatever, like someone that's more like,
Well, tough luck for you there, because no one wants to be here. But the bar that's closest to you, they look fine. They look like they'd be personable. It's a little far away from the other two bars, but you have a good feeling about bar number 3, the one that's furthest away.
okay, I'll probably mention that to Harka, that it looks like they would be nicer to talk to.
Sure. Let's go take a look then.
Please.
As everybody else is doing that, I'm going to be checking for 3 things. Points of exit, camera locations, security on the ground.
Yeah, roll me a perception real quick.
Okay. Yikes. It's a good thing I have a high perception. Oof, 15.
That's just enough to get what half of what you're looking for. You definitely see security on the ground.
Do I know a rough estimate of like the number of security guards?
So there are at least 2 per entrance and exit. So you see entrance you came in through, so there's 2 kind of on the flanks of the door there. There's all the doors on the other side where that head to backstage and head to exits that have exit signs over them that all have 2 to each. Then you see 3 sets of bathrooms, 1 for each bar. And there seems to be 1 security guard there, and you also are able to notice 1 or 2 hanging around near the bars and maybe even in on the dance floor. But in the dance floor, it just looks like a sea of bodies, all like writhing and gnashing to the music. So you're not really able to get too much detail there. As for security cameras, it's very dark up where you would place security cameras. You do see ones in the bars, at least in the bar that you're close to, that is able to look at all the activity that's going on to, keep track of everything.
Got it.
But it's hard to say otherwise. So we're all heading to the first bar, yeah? All right. You head up. It's a pretty consistent buzz of activity there. There are 3 people there. 2 femme folk and 1 masked person. One Bella, who you see her name tag, has auburn hair and pale skin. The mask individual has what look like locks that are kept up in a bun. He's got a deep gypsum colored skin, and he has several facial piercings. And the last has a natural afro with brass colored skin, and it looks like she has enhanced eyes that are like changing and flashing at every moment. So it's kind of really interesting to look at her. So the woman with auburn hair and pale skin comes with you and says, "How can I help you for? Drinks?"
Yeah. And actually, while you're doing that, if you can settle a bet for us, that would be most helpful.
Sure. Drinks, silver hands. That's our special tonight.
4 silver hands sounds good.
Sure.
You got it. She starts making them, and so what's the bet?
All right. So I'm here with my cousins from out of town, right?
Okay.
Now, I told them that Velvet's probably going to be performing last. They're, getting to be a bigger name, and I figured they might be coming on as sort of the main event. But they think that, maybe maybe Velvet's not necessarily that great, and so they may be performing as one of the warm-up bands.
I mean, I've never heard of her.
Yeah, it's she's newer, but she's a little bit more in the what do you call it? I don't know, active community. What, I don't pay attention to how I work too much. But she's new. She is performing last though, so it's like maybe an hour.
See, I told you. Do I know my bands or do I know my bands? What?
So how many bands was that then?
In between, there's one more act after this one.
Okay.
And then Velvet. Yeah. Anyway, here are your drinks.
Thank you.
And she immediately accepts payment from whoever's paying. It's like 30 eddies for all of them.
I'll make a show of doing the payment because I lost the bet.
Yeah, so she takes it and immediately pivots to the next customer.
All right. Depending on the length of the set, that gives us anywhere from 10 minutes to maybe 20 to figure this out.
She did say that Velvet would play in about an hour.
An hour.
Oh, it's in about an hour, she said?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay.
So good. Blaze, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Math is simple, and I'm really, really freaking good at it. Wow. 7 plus 9 is 16 plus 6.
22.
So yeah, that one. Those they.
Yeah. You notice that there's an influx of people coming into the club at this moment. It's a mob of people.
Damn, Tarka, check out that influx of people coming into the club right now.
I'm not done. There is, you notice for a moment, someone larger than normal walk in as well. But after that, you immediately lose sight of them. So,
Okay.
you've got your drinks, you've got your Johnny Silverhands. So where to next?
I also want to keep. That was me. Just kidding. I also want to keep in mind like where. Wow. Rewind. I want to keep in mind where I parked in relation to where I am, like inside the building,
Okay.
just so that once just so I don't get turned around and I know like if I'm exiting, like where to go. I'm not gonna be just wandering.
Yeah, I see it as like Metal always knows where she is in orientation to her car. So yeah, you absolutely have that in mind. You're like, okay, where am I going? Where's my next stop, sort of thing. So yeah, you're all good. So what's next? You got your drinks? Yeah, Marco, go ahead.
Marco's gonna lean into the three of them and be like, so I scoped out where the green room entrance is. So I'm not sure how we're gonna get past security there, but we know where to go at least. I am very nervous holding this beverage. Does anybody want it? Yeah, here you go, Metal.
Actually, maybe not.
Oh,
I'm gonna be driving. I should have just the one.
I'll take one.
here you go, Blaze. Thank you. Thank you. You're such a gem.
I can get you juice. Do you want juice or tea? I mean, maybe not tea, but I can get you juice.
Maybe,
no, I'm,
maybe we don't order juice or tea at the
yeah.
Water?
bar.
There has to be designated drivers. No.
I mean, you can get some water, yes, but do you really think they give a fuck?
Blaze.
I have a plan. And then Blaze just starts walking over to the green room entrance.
Blaze, Please, what?
Follow along. Do whatever
Yeah,
she
come
tells
on,
you to do.
come
I'm going to follow, but at like a little bit at a distance, and like kind
Okay.
of keep an eye on like who looks like at them.
Sure. And
attempt
Blaze,
to.
you have the brick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Are you moving stealthily at all, or are you just moving?
I mean, as stealthy as you can be in a crowded club. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to be obvious in my movements. I'm just sort of trying to make my way through the crowd.
Right. Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Dance at the same time.
Yeah. Kind of just vibe and chill and like go with the flow as
Yeah.
we walk over to the green room.
Absolutely. So, you're all making your way, and Taharka, you feel a hand on your shoulder. And it pulls you back, and you look, and it's Highlight. He's like, "Hey,
Hey,
I've been
how
looking
you
all
doing?
over for you. Are you screening my calls? What kind of shit did you get in, man?
I would never screen your calls.
Oh,
I would
come
never
on.
do such a thing. To
You're
you.
screening
Come on.
my calls. You're ditching on
I
our
am
meeting
not-
place. I couldn't find you in Japantown, and now who are these three that you're with? Are you on a job? Are you on a job in the Grand Illusion?
I am not on a job in the Grand Illusion. What do I look like to you?
You look like a guy who's looking for work to me.
I am a guy who's looking for work. Absolutely. Look. Come with me. Come with me. Let's walk and talk. Let's walk and talk.
Yeah,
You'll kind
let's
of
walk
look
and
behind-
talk.
You'll kind of look behind them at the others and like those, some couple of my cousins from out of town. Don't worry about it.
Hey,
Cousins?
who's this guy? Who's this guy,
Hey,
cuz?
hey, don't knock it, man. I mean, it's been a very, very long time since families started really mixing properly the way that they ought to. It's just nice to have other people besides myself to look at sometimes, It's the handsome
Roll
face, but
roll a persuasion.
I like that. That is a 25.
Cousins?
Yeah.
Don't your parents not have any? Aren't your parents only siblings? Only children?
My parents are not. Look. You're. All right. Look.
Anyway, if you're on a job, that's cool. I
If I'm being honest, look, I'm trying not to break it up, but I've been telling people that these are my cousins because maybe a little bit later tonight we might be, What?
and you think that's okay? People will be okay with that if it's your cousins?
I think that people will not ask me questions when I leave with them, and they'll understand if I pull them away. Gotta think ahead, man. Gotta think ahead.
It's a little weird, but I get it.
I'm the one who does the talking usually. They understand.
Oh, yeah.
We've talked about this before.
Yeah, I get it. You're kind of mouthy. I get it. I know that. We've worked before.
Mouthy.
Yeah.
You wound me.
Oh, it's a compliment. Get out of here. Anyway, we should get a drink. What's going on? What if you're here? I can buy you all around or anything. Just been looking for you.
I'm good. And she'll raise the the silver hand she's currently got.
She should
Yeah, do you
probably
still have
not
both?
have. She should probably not have anymore. I'll take
No,
one, though.
no. I'm not drinking this.
Oh,
How about you three go hang out? Do your thing.
Yeah, I'm like
I got a guy I
not
gotta talk to
right
for a
there.
moment.
Shh, back away.
Yeah.
Hey, do whatever you need, cousin.
The three of you walking away, make a perception check for me real quick.
Oh, perception. 14.
21.
15.
Okay. Marco, as the three of you walk away, and Taharka's stuck with Highlight, you see Highlight's offhand turning something on. And from your knowledge of tech, it looks like a sort of transponder. Like sending out like location data.
I think upon seeing that, he would instantly know something's wrong. And just whoever's closest, if it's metal or blaze, he'll just like grab their elbow real quick and be like, something's up, go do the delivery, and then come back out as fast as you can. I'm going to go back to Taharka. And then he will.
Sure.
All right, cousin, let's wrap this up quick. Like Blaze very seriously says to Metal.
Okay. I guess you didn't tell us what's actually happening, right? You just said something's happening.
Yeah.
He didn't say.
Okay, so yeah, let's go wrap this up.
So, Marco, you're heading over to Taharka and Highlight. What are you doing? Honestly, from what you can tell of their conversation, it's a bunch of bullshit. They're like catching up on like old colleagues and things like that. So it's nothing like serious.
And you said it his offhand?
Yeah, so his hand that's not facing Taharka. So like he kind of caught Taharka on the side and it's packed and everything. So
reached behind and kind of did. Okay.
Yeah.
I think Marco would walk back up and kind of put one large meaty paw on Highlight's upper arm and be like, "Hey, so I didn't catch your name. What was your name again?"
Highlight. We haven't met. Who are you?
I'm Marco. Cousins.
Yeah, cousins. And he winks at you.
Okay. I'm not familiar with that gesture.
Don't worry about it.
It's all good. It's
all good. It's all good.
Okay. Cool.
So
cool.
what are all Hey, are you here to see Velvet or any other act? I heard there's a few other things going on, but
No. I mean, I was just planning to bring him here, just kind of show him some of the
have a good time.
sites.
Right. Yeah.
But if there's something we should be keeping an eye out for, I mean,
I heard this Velvet lady's really good. She knows her stuff and she does a good set. So I'm excited to see that.
all right. When is she on? Is she on tonight?
Yeah, she's the last act. She's like in 45 minutes or something.
Oh, so it must be I mean, I never heard of her, but I guess she's a big shot if she's, main eventing.
Yeah, I guess the record labels seem to like her, so she's headlining, doing the thing.
While they're bullshitting, is there any way Marco can try to check out on Highlight's person where he reached to?
Yeah,
Is it, like, under a cloak or something?
Roll a perception for me. Lots of peepers today. Lots of perception.
He's a nervous boy. Okay, that's 24.
Yeah, absolutely. He's wearing kind of a short hemmed trench coat, and it looks like it's in the deep right pocket, so on his right side of the coat.
Like in his pocket?
Mm-hmm. You saw him kind of take it out, turn it on, and put it back in.
What if I wanted to try to sneakily grab it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Pocket?
Go ahead and roll that for me. And while you're rolling, we'll transition over. The camera will kind of pan over the crowd and find Blaze and Metal. Where are the two of you? You're closer to the stage, right?
Walking up to the green room entrance. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, you push through the crowd and make your way over there, no problem. And you're met with two bodyguards that are there. They're not chromers like the ones outside, but they're they're big, but they're a little bit older. You see that they both have beards, and there's salt and pepper in both their beards and their hair. Both of them seem to have a sort of sand tan color to their skin, and they have got scars over a lot of their body and a few augments here and there. Nothing like I've got a new arm, but like you can see it peeking through the skin for like the joint in their elbow. They look at you and just like, yeah, how can we help you?
Okay, so I know this might seem a little bit odd, but I wanted to go backstage and give one of the artists a drink. Just like I wanted to be able to like buy them a drink and just have like a moment to talk to them sort of in private. I don't want to be like disruptive or anything. Is there a way that I could do that? I'm a really big fan of them.
Roll of persuasions.
Okay. Okay. 8 plus... What is that? 28. No, 26.
Way better that you did that.
I get it. Okay. Like I remember when I was your age and I came here to see I saw Samurai. Favorite best band, by the way.
Yeah, they're great. Oh
Oh.
my god. That's why I got, you know, the silver hand to bring her, you know.
It's a good drink choice. And the other one that's not talking kind of nudges him and just like, Nax. All right. I understand that, but I just can't let you in. What I can do is I can get one of the drinks sent to the artist, you know?
Okay. Can I, this is going to be a really awkward ask, but I kind of wanted, okay, the drink isn't the only thing, right? I wanted to give like, again, this is a little cringe. I'm not trying to be that person, you know what I mean? But like, you only get like one shot to like meet people sometimes. I wanted to give them a gift and like a little note and like maybe sing them like a lyric that I thought would be good in one of their songs, you know? Like, I really think that if they heard this one lyric that I had, that it would, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to put you in this awkward position. Like, she's just addressing both of them. She's just like, I just really like, and she's gonna start tearing up.
And I'm gonna
Like,
start writing. I could write a note maybe as this is
And-
happening.
And I'm just gonna start tearing up and be like, you know, like, you don't get a lot of opportunity to meet the people who are important in your life, and you really want to, you know, like, when you have a shot, you got to take the shot, and you know, you got to give it all it's worth, and even if it doesn't land, you just got to try, you know, like, we live in this world and it's really difficult
It's so fleeting.
through it. It's ephemeral, you know. It's difficult to make. Fleeting is the word. Everything's a fleet. It just goes out.
Right. Only one of you, though. I can't let two in.
Is it okay if I? Is it okay?
Yeah,
if I,
it's fine. I'll wait here.
do you want me to tell her anything?
Well, if she's willing to give an autograph, will you make one? Will you
Yeah.
make one out to our friend? See.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Thank you. A billion, million, trillion, billion, trillion times thank you so much.
Yeah, don't mention it. And they open the door and you slide back in. You find yourself just in the back hallways of the hall towards the green room in the backstage area. You kind of have an X crossway hallway, a four-way cross hallway. Which way do you head? You got three directions. There's no signs.
There's no signs, but I'm going to take the right-hand hallway.
Yeah. So you head towards the right-hand hallway, and the hallway kind of turns one more time to the left and then opens up into the actual backstage area for the stage, and you can see the performers out a little bit. And so in this area, there's also another little doorway, just in and to the left, from what you can see.
Is there anybody backstage right now that's like off stage, like a techie or anything?
Yeah. There's 2 or 3 techies around just vibing, making sure that the sound is going all right and everything.
Very like low key, she's gonna sidle over to one of them and just be like, where's Velvet's room? I was directed backstage to her.
You look and it's a guy that most of his upper torso is augmented. He's got attachments to his jaw and everything. It looks like he's got a little bit of voice box modulator to help him speak. Yeah. Just take the door back that way and turn right, and there's a green room, and it'll have her name on the door.
Okay, thanks. And she's just gonna pop off and go exactly where he said.
Yeah, you head there and you find the door. It's got velvet on it. The sign that says velvet has purple fuzzy outline around it. It looks like the sign is brought with them. So you're at the door.
Okay, I'm gonna knock.
Yeah. As you knock, your knuckles hit once, and we'll transition back to Marco and to Harka. Marco. Oh, so what was that roll?
What was that roll? What was it? Stealth?
Yeah.
Or
it was stealth.
Concentration?
Stealth.
Okay.
It's not concentration. Good try.
It's a 17 then.
17. Okay. Yeah, he highlight kind of catches you going in and like pats it away and looks at you and just like, what are you doing? Come on.
I couldn't help myself, man. I could have sworn I saw that you had a early 1990s Game Boy in your pocket. I could have sworn. I'm so sorry. I just had to get a look at it.
I've never even heard of that. What are you talking about? Get the fuck out of here.
What?
This is your
Take it easy.
This
take it
is your
easy.
cousin. No, you can't be going into my pockets like that.
Yeah, you can't go into his pocket like that. You're embarrassing me here.
You know, yeah, that's totally my bad. I think he's gonna pretend to have like some chest pain and kind of crumble over. He's just like, ugh!
Roll persuasion.
Oh no, what did you do?
Oh my gosh.
Persuasion?
Yeah.
It's an 18.
Yo, what the fuck? What the fuck? What's going wrong with your cousin?
Fuck!
What did you do? Why'd you have to yell at her? Oh,
Tarka.
come on.
Oh, fuck,
just give me-
Tarka.
Hey, I didn't touch
Give
him.
me a second.
He-
Hey, give me a second. Give me a second. If you mess this up for me, you're gonna owe me a lot more than a
Hey, you
a
got
job.
two others. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Hey, everyone is
Cousin.
valuable. Everyone is valid, okay? Just give me
All
a
right,
second.
all right.
Alright. So Haruka will just kind of lean down like, hey, buddy, how you doing? You feeling alright? Good?
He had. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is Benjamin laughing because this is so fucking sad and pathetic. Marco's gonna be like, he had something in his pocket. I saw him hit some fucking button. Isn't this the dude that was chasing you? This was the fucking dude that was chasing you.
Hey, look, look. It's okay.
I
It's
don't know if he's
alright.
Getting fucking
Everything is-
reinforcements.
Everything is a-okay. Don't worry about it. We are perfectly fine, okay? This is Highlight. Highlight's a friend of mine. We worked together for years, okay? I trust this man. I know exactly what kind of person he is,
Yeah.
okay?
You know.
So if I tell you it's okay,
Yeah.
Arca will just kind of give like a nod.
Hey,
I tell you it's okay.
There's gotta be like some first aid here. I gotta go get some fucking painkillers. Ugh.
I'll tell you what. Why don't you go get our other cousin? You know, go hail a cab. You know, you guys hop in the car and get ready to just go go back and take care of things.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Then he'll hobble towards the fucking green room.
Yeah. So Metal, while you're outside, are you doing anything? You just kind of staying put by the door, or?
Oh, we're outside? Like
Outside of the green room door, I mean. You're you're still near the dance floor.
So while that's happening, I kind of wanted to try to connect by radio link. And then just kind of listen to what's being broadcast over like a few frequencies.
You switch through a few just in your implants, and you hear a bit of chatter from, it sounds like, stagehands and everyone backstage communicating and like talking about situations, like getting ready for the next artist and all that. But other than that, nothing too serious.
Okay. And then I wanted to try, I want to try making my way over to Harka and Marco, like if I see them, but if I see like some weird stuff going on, I'll probably just kind of see what's going on. And I was planning on saying like, I'm not really feeling that well. I might like step outside or something.
Okay. All right, yeah. So roll me a perception. See if you see anything weird.
Just to know, like, because I might not approach depending on what's happening when I'm
absolutely.
Ooh, perception. 13.
Yeah, you do see something a little weird happening. You see there's a really big person on the dance floor that just seems to be dancing really awkwardly with a few people, but someone bumps into him and tries to start a fight. Yeah, it seems to be quelled pretty quickly. People are just like, all right, let's go back to dancing and everything, but nothing out of the ordinary, like dance club sort of stuff.
Also I wanted to maybe tell either Taharka or Marco that like Blaze is getting like something signed, so that's where she is. But that I'm not feeling very good.
It's at that point that someone approaches you, and you look, and it's you've only seen Corpos a handful of times, but this guy just looks like he stinks of corporate. He has a sleek, almost metallic suit on. It's almost clinging to his body. He's got patches of metal that almost look like skin that creep up the side of his face and make a actually like pleasant pattern on his cheek. And he's got gunmetal hair that's just slicked back and it's short. And he comes up and says, "What's someone like you doing here? Let me get you a drink."
Sorry, I'm not drinking right now. I'm not feeling very well, so
no, I insist. And then another person flanks you that is similarly attired.
I'm really not feeling well. Can this wait?
Oh, well, if you're not feeling well, we can go take a seat at the bar together, all three of us.
Is Marco anywhere near this?
You see this starting to happen a bit away. You've never really seen Night City corporates before because you're from out of town, but you see the stink of money and power on these two guys. Absolutely.
And they're like looming over metal.
Mm-hmm.
And these are just the like normal sized dudes, the big guys.
Yeah, the big. You've lost sight of the big guy at this point.
To be fair, metal is not very tall.
Nope.
So you don't have to be too tall to loom.
Yep. Yeah, these guys don't look like abnormally large or anything. They just look like average men. Eventually, they start pushing you, Metal. And one of them says, "We know you have it.
What are you talking about?
The brick. The scan came through at the entrance."
Okay, you know what? If you want to search me, but I am over this. I'm not feeling well, and you might end up with vomit on you if you don't leave me alone.
All right, we'll search you. They start, the other one that hasn't been talking starts to pat you down. By this time, Marco, you make your way over.
Hey, what the fuck are you guys doing?
It's
All
fine.
right.
They just wanted to search me. They're like, they think I have something weird, which I came through security just like everybody else. They zapped me, which actually didn't feel too horrible. I don't know what they're looking for, but I'm not feeling very well. So
Oh, you're together.
Aw, we're gonna miss Velvet. Oh,
The two men look at each other and nod, and they say, "You come here."
can this
At
wait?
Marco. No. And one of them pulls you over to where metal is.
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Sure.
Not happening.
Okay.
What do I gotta tell me? What I gotta roll to be like?
Yeah, that's what I'm pulling up for you. I'm pulling it up. For this situation, say roll me a body. This isn't like a combat grapple or anything like this, so it'll just be like someone trying to pull you and you resisting a little bit.
Oh, a body with nothing else.
Yep.
18.
Okay. He does pull you. You resist, but you feel his grip tighten on your arm, and you can feel that it's absolutely augmented. Someone's usually not that strong.
So what are you looking for?
We appreciate the act. And they search both of you. And as the two of you are being searched, and we'll transition.
Marco's gonna spit in
Yep.
their fucking face.
They do not fucking care.
Cool.
We'll transition to as the spit hits hits their face. We'll transition to the door opening for Velvet's room, and inside you see a bouncer, large. He's got a bright cocoa-colored skin, and he's just bald, and he's got a sort of a rounder, pudgier face and a button nose, and he looks at you with these augmented all-white eyes. Who are you?
I'm here to see Velvet.
You just hear a voice from inside. And who sent you?
Caleb?
Yeah, it's okay. Let her in. And the bouncer steps back, and you enter inside, and there is a woman that seems to personify the word luxury. She's lounged on an extremely comfortable sofa, and she's got these bright purple slippers on her feet. She's got a very also violet colored gown on, and she's got long, luxurious violet colored hair. Her irises are violet. Everything is violet, and she's got a mocha skin tone and voluptuous lips that have violet lipstick on them. Truly going in with the aesthetic. And she says, "So, you have it."
Yep. She's gonna take it out of her, I guess it's a satchel that she sort of keeps. She's gonna take it out of her satchel and just set it straight on, like no
You
hesitation.
puts it on the table, and this is the first time you notice that on one of the sides of the brick it says gorilla on it. And she takes it and says, "You don't know what this means, do you?
I really don't.
What's your favorite music artist?"
I'm sort of into the classics. Rage Against the Machine is really where my heart lies, honestly.
Then this should make sense. And she plugs it into something, and the data shoots up in a hologram on the wall, and it just starts to swing by, and you see music from eras that you haven't thought of since you were a kid with your parents, where they talked about when the books that they based their group off of were written. Music from the 19th century, which is that's not possible to be found right now. And it just scrolls through, and eventually it slows down on the late 20th century and the early 21st century. And she says, then this will pique your interest. And it's all of the Rage Against the Machine discography amidst all of this other music of artists you've never heard of, artists you've heard of. It's insane.
This is recovered music.
Yeah, it is.
You're gonna play it, aren't you?
No.
What are you gonna do with it?
I'm gonna sample it.
Oh, that's so cool! And she's just gonna lose her mind and like fall to her knees. That's the coolest thing I've ever heard of. I've never met you, and that's the coolest thing. Do you want a drink? Like
All right.
she realizes she's gonna have to drink.
I've got to perform soon, but I appreciate that.
All right, then this one's to you. And she's just gonna like, yeah.
She's smiling vibrantly, and she's got a gap between her two front teeth, and she seems very glad that you're so enchanted by this. And she says, see, it's an interesting thing because you can't sample music that's out produced by the record companies right now just because of the laws that are in place. But there's a loophole.
Oh yeah.
That if you procure the music yourself and you have it in a physical copy, you're able to do whatever you want with it. Because nothing's physical
Oh my god,
anymore.
that's so cool.
It's all digital.
That's so cool and like not illegal, but like
It's
that's
not illegal,
Lace
but
still
it's
losing her mind.
not legal. So, how do you know Callum?
Oh, he's
He's
how
a bit
do we put
he's a
this?
bit extreme. I think we
He's
all know
like-
that.
He's a bit extreme. Yeah, we had kind of an interesting first encounter with him. He's a mutual acquaintance, I guess you could say. We've been doing a lot of work with the dock workers right now, so
Oh. You're in his
That's
territory.
us.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's not a bad friend to
yeah, you could say that.
have. He's not a bad friend to
Certainly a terrible enemy to have.
have. Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Well, I've got to get ready soon, but you don't know what this means.
Can I get your autograph?
Sure. What
Oh.
would... That's
I didn't
fine.
mean to.
It's okay, sweetie. It's okay.
And she's gonna like scurry through something.
She
and
reaches
find
over.
the first piece of paper that she can get.
She pulls out a CD and says, well, if we're talking about physical copies of things, I'll give you this. And she signs it and hands it to you.
Thank you so much. You're the
Yeah.
coolest.
You should listen to those Rage Against albums again. Just and really listen to
I
them,
will.
okay? Just
I will.
do- okay, good.
I will.
And as the bouncer guides Blaze out, we'll return to Harka. And Harka, you've maneuvered so much that you can see that Marco and Metal have been pulled aside by what you know are absolutely two corpos.
Oh boy. Hey, look. Tell you what. We'll catch up later. I don't know what these guys are doing, but they're gonna ruin my night. So let me take care of this.
Yeah, why don't I come with you? That looks pretty sketchy. Yeah?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I could use the backup. Yeah.
Oh, So yeah, the two of you head over to the situation going on. And by this point, the two of them have been, both Marco and Metal have been searched, and the two corpos are like standing over to the side, not like caring about them anymore, just talking. And by the time that both Metal and Marco, they've stopped accosting you, Taharka and Highlight show up.
Oh, hey. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Taharka, and this is... You can call this guy Highlight.
Highlight. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Yeah. Hey, Gene. Good to see you.
Oh, you know these guys?
I know Gene. He's thrown me a
Hi,
job.
Gene. I'm Taharka. Nice to meet you.
Gene shakes your hand.
These guys aren't with you? What is going on? Why, like, more guys are coming to jump us or something? Like, what's happening?
Hey. It's okay. I'll tell you what. How about we head back to my place? I got some drinks, and we can make this a night. How about that? Huh?
Gene looks like he's about to say something, and in that moment, Highlight steps in and is just like, Harka's cool. You didn't find anything here. Like, it's time to move on. And Gene and the other corpo kind of look at Highlight a little bit and look at the three of you. Yeah, okay. And they both turn on their heels and get out of there. Highlight turns and says, if that cost me a job, you know what? I owe you anyway, so there you go. We're even now.
Well, you were about to tell me about a job, I believe.
Yeah.
Something that I can maybe do to help you out?
Yeah, actually, you and your cousins could help.
Well, I gotta figure out what kind of skills they got.
Well, you know. If you wait here for a little bit more, maybe until just after Velvet's set, I've got someone that'll be here, and they can talk to you about the job, okay?
Yeah, sure. I can definitely do that. Yeah, you guys think you can hang out at least? I mean, that way you wouldn't have to miss Velvet's set. You feeling right? Yeah, maybe?
Well, let's talk about it. I'm just not feeling too good. You guys can stay if you want, but
I'm good. Highlights, buddy, just fucking felt me up. I'm good to go.
Oh, this is what I was... Okay, just go get a car, head on back, and we can rendezvous later. How's that sound?
Sure, man. And he'll turn on his heel and start heading out.
Yeah, absolutely. By this time, Blaze, you make your way out, and the bouncer looks at you and says, how'd it go?
Got her autograph. And she's gonna like hold up the CD and like
Is
show
that
the autograph off.
That's a CD.
Yeah, it's a CD. Isn't that so cool?
You better hold on to that. It's gonna be worth a lot.
You don't have to tell me twice. Oh my god, thank you so much for letting me back there.
It was worth it.
It was worth it. Oh, I need a water. I just downed that whole thing.
Yeah.
I was not intending to be this buzzed.
Head to that bar over there.
Thank you.
Yeah, the bartenders over there are great. They'll tell them Nax sent you, okay?
Nax, nice to meet you. Okay, I will. And like Blaze just kind of skips off.
Yeah. You head over there, and a woman named Cassandra comes up to you, and she's got this onyx hair that's so long that it connects to a dolly up in the little ceiling of the bar itself, and it follows her wherever she goes. She's got warm chestnut-colored skin, and her jaw is cybernetic. It's like clearly metal plated and decorated with lights and different designs, almost like a sugar skull, reminiscent of a sugar skull. She says, What can I get you? You look like you're a little buzzed already.
Could I? Yeah, I could use some water and maybe like a lemon lime pop.
We don't carry soda, but I can get you some water. That's fine. And she quickly gets you some
Cranberry
water.
juice?
Oh yeah, I can do that. And she gets you some water and some cranberry juice. Taharka, you see Blaze at the other bar.
Oh, Cassandra, also, can you split this tip between you and Nax over there? And she just goes slip 100 EVs.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a good guy. He's a vet, you know?
Oh.
Yeah, corporate war.
Oh.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's tough stuff. But he's a sweetheart. He's a sweetheart.
He seems like a nice guy, and she's just going to be like sipping as much water as she can.
Yeah. Everyone make perception checks for me. And this is in the moment as both Marco and Metal are starting to head out. Taharka's seeing Blaze and Blaze is sipping. Velvet starts to come on the stage and everything starts to get ready. What are all your results?
19.
12.
20.
21.
Okay. Taharka, you do not see this, but the rest of you do. Well, first, Metal and Marco, you see... Metal, you saw the big dude before. He's moving strange. That's not how, like, the normal gait of a person. And he's walking from one side of the dance floor almost in a beeline to a bar, and you look at where he's headed and you see that that's Blaze. And Blaze, you're sitting there, you're drinking, and you look in the reflection of your cranberry juice. Just in that red color, you see in the crowd a familiar shape of a person start walking forward, and you notice in that moment that is the same person who was in your apartment.
She's going to look up at Cassandra and in a very small, quiet voice, I need to get out of here right now, please.
Head to bar 1. There's a door outside, and she points towards the entrance. So you start heading there?
Yep, and I'm going to try and roll stealth.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mm. 11. Thank God. 21.
Ooh. Yeah, so you kind of dash into the crowd, just leaving everything behind, and you sneak your way through things. What is everyone else doing? Tarka, you immediately see Blaze just disappear. Marco and Metal.
Because we had seen that happen, right? Like the guy, person going towards her.
Yeah.
I think upon seeing her coming toward us, right? Because we're toward.
No,
Yeah.
she's going. Oh, I thought she was going
So-
towards bar 1.
Yeah, you were all at bar 2.
And bar 1 is the one that was near the exit.
Yes.
Oh.
And-
Okay.
Yeah, we were making our way to. Well, at least Marco was making his way to the exit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I
the
was
way
too.
the way it works is here's the entrance, and bar 1 is right next to it. Bar 2 zigzags across. So you were on the opposite side of the dance floor heading to the exit, so it's a little bit kitty corner from where you are.
Hey, Metal, I think we need to get the car ready to
Yeah,
go.
that's what I've been trying to do. Everybody's stopping me
let's
and
go.
just trying to just get the heck out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think maybe Marco will stay behind just to make sure that, you know, Blaze makes it, but otherwise he's not really moving yet.
Yeah.
So I'm I'm
No,
gonna
go ahead.
activate my speedwear.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say let's jam and then start heading towards the
Oh
exit.
yeah. So when you say let's jam, does your headpiece change at all, or is it all internal?
It's all internal. It's just like it's a sub vocalized command
Okay.
that would trigger.
Hell yeah. Tarka, what are you doing?
Does he know why she booked it, or just that she booked it?
Make another perception check for me real quick. See if he finally catches on.
15.
Yeah, that's good enough. This dude is way out of the ordinary. He was going towards the bar where you saw her. You see him standing where she was. And you see him speak to the bartender real quick. She kind of like gets angry and reacts to him, and he just stands up, rigid, turns, and starts heading towards the exit.
Okay. Tell you what. Highlight. I gotta go figure out what's going on with my people. Give me 5 minutes. Just give me give me 5 minutes, okay? I gotta make sure, because look, if you knew the job that I had to take before, you would know. I need this, man. I need this. I put money into this already. Just trust me. Trust me on this.
Let me come with you. I'll help you out.
Go for it. Sure. Come on. Come with me.
Yeah. So he comes with you. So what are you doing? Where are you headed?
Taharka will kind of move along the side and then try to intercept him in the middle.
Okay.
The big guy.
Yeah. Blaze, tell me what sneaking is like for you. What does it look like? How are you sneaking?
She is putting as many bodies and columns and whatever physical stuff she can between him.
Cool.
She's relatively short, like the group. So she's not trying to be like super surreptitious. She's mostly just like slouched down, head low, like keeping as small of a profile as she can. Not really like crouch running, but sort of haunched.
Yeah.
Haunched, pointedly moving like through the crowd.
I get it. Roll me a concentration.
Okay. Concentration. 20.
Oh. Okay. So as you're moving into Harka, you're kind of converging. Marco, you eventually see Blaze as she's weaving her way through things, and she's kind of crouching down, running through all these dancing people. Metal, you're already heading out the door. Blaze, you trip and you fall. And Tarka, just as you're pushing in things, you see this huge form of this man just kind of push away and reach into his jacket and start pulling out a gun. And he, just as he starts leveling it at Blaze, Velvet Set kicks in, the music hits a crescendo, and that's where we'll end our tonight's session.
Doofa.
That wraps up tonight's episode of Cyberpunk Ascendancy, folks.
I'll better get to this car. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. Make sure you follow all these lovely cyberpunks on their social media, and that you follow at Worldsmith Games on Twitter for more news and updates about the show. You can get the link to that social down in the about page of this Twitch thing. So remember, everyone, stay safe, organize, and work together for a better world. We are nothing without each other. Have a good night. See you all next week.